Hey Judy, how are you?
Good, Nancy. How are you?
Good, busy, a little bit busy, not as busy as the normal spring. How about you?
Well, all of a sudden got busy in the last 2 weeks or so.
Why do you think?
I think because in Connecticut, I think that we have a little bit of, like the numbers have dipped,
Okay.
related to the pandemic. And so I think because of that, people, parks are open, we're having kind of a little soft opening. And I think the weather's been better.
Right, right. And
So,
the rates are still good. I mean,
exactly.
that's what I'm finding too. I was looking at our local market and we are so similar with number of homes on the market as we would be, last year at this time, which is
Yeah.
surprising to me. I mean, it's taking maybe a little bit longer for some to sell, but the buyers are certainly still out there. Are you finding the same thing or?
I am. So here's kind of a funny thing. I just put a new listing on the market yesterday.
Which looked gorgeous. I saw that.
Oh, you saw it on Facebook.
I did.
But what's interesting is I have 14 showings scheduled on that.
14.
Yes.
Now, is that as what you would expect in normal times or
No,
you?
no, 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 no.
Okay.
I mean, generally in my area in Fairfield, we're really more of a buyer's market. We
Right.
have a little over 7 months worth of inventory.
Okay.
So generally speaking, we're kind of in a buyer's market and, levels are somewhat flat.
Okay.
But first quarter for this year, it started to increase. And now I think there's a lot of pent up demand. Are you finding that as well?
I am. I am. Although I still have some buyers that and sellers that are kind of sitting on the sidelines. But as you said before, I think with the spring weather, everybody's been home for a while, things are starting to loosen up. I'm expecting that where we normally have a quiet July and August, it's going to be booming,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
No, I think so too. I think I can say goodbye to my summer.
Exactly. Oh, well.
I know. It's a good problem to have, right? I
Right,
mean,
right.
but I do think it's going to be a really busy summer. And, we've been trying to advise our sellers to try to be in front of the inventory because
Yes.
I think it's just because our inventory right now is low. I mean, is yours low too?
No, it's as I was saying, we're probably within about 4 or 5 homes that we would normally see on the market. I mean, normally we see, like we're still in the mid 50s at this time of year, as we were last year.
So our new listing rate for us has dropped by 50%.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. And so we usually have a ton of inventory,
Okay.
but right now we don't. So
Why do you think it dropped so much?
I think we had a lot of, when the whole pandemic started, we had a lot of sellers that pulled their houses off the market. So that affected current inventory.
Sure.
But because the spring is so important to us, I
Uh-huh.
think a lot of, really each month in the spring, each
Right.
month go like doubles the previous month when it comes to inventory. And we just haven't had that.
Yeah.
So we're probably 2 months behind in our inventory count this year versus last year right now.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think that's why I have so many showings on that one listing because there just aren't enough houses to go around right
Right.
now.
Exactly. Exactly. We've had the same thing where we put a house on the market a couple weeks ago and we still had multiple bids on it. And that was
Oh,
2 weeks ago. So,
wow.
before it even really started loosening up.
Wow, that's fantastic. How are you handling things with buyers coming into homes?
Absolutely, with the regulations, mask, gloves, booties, fresh gloves, fresh booties, masks, um, single people, like two people at a time in the house, maybe with their agent. A lot of my sellers have requested no children in the house, and that's
Oh,
okay. Yeah, and that's okay. Um, but it's nothing like it was, I mean, you're not having open houses. And, when we had this multiple bid situation, we had 9 showings that day, back to back. And you
wow.
just allow a little bit more time in between. And, we waited outside. If there was an agent with their buyers, then the three of them would go in and social distance.
Yeah.
You know, you go in ahead of time, you're opening the doors, you're turning on the lights. You know, even though people are wearing gloves, the less touching, the better.
Yeah. And you know what I've been telling, especially the kids, but even the adults like it too, is just walk in the house with your hands in your pockets.
Good idea. Like you used to do with your children in the stores.
Yeah, kind of. And it kind of came about because I had a showing with children and I was like, okay, everybody put their hands in the pockets. And then what I realized was it was really helpful for me. And then it was really helpful for the parents. And now it's just become a thing. So hands in the pockets, and it doesn't tempt you, as much to touch that.
That's a good way to do it. Really thoughtful. So, all right.
Yeah.
Well,
One of the other things that we've been doing is trying to schedule our showings like in a group, like on Saturday, like 10 to 4.
right. Right.
And
So you
that
kind of
way,
block out a certain amount of time. So for the sellers too. I mean, that's important.
yeah, and it helps them because they only have to like disinfect all the surfaces, like, twice.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
You're right. So that's also good. You know, we're all learning. It's a whole new world right now. But it sounds like we all have, the regulations in place in our clients' best interests and ours. I mean, we all need to go home safely to our families.
True. And I also think that most people, really everybody that I've been dealing with, their intentions are so good.
Yes.
They really
Everyone's
feel,
aware.
yeah.
Yeah, and that makes all the difference. So
I think so. And people are in good spirits. They're excited to be out of the house, looking at other
houses. Got a new
houses.
house. How can you not be excited?
I know, right?
It's great. Well, Judy, I love talking to you. Thank you so much for taking my call and spending time with me.
No, my pleasure, Nancy. It's so great to see you.
You too. See you. All right. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.